They called her a curse. In the quiet village of Igodalo, where the wind hummed secrets through the tall palm trees and the red earth carried generations of tears and laughter, a woman named Evelyn gave birth on a rainy night. The thunder cracked open the sky, and the midwives whispered to themselves that such weather was never a good omen for childbirth. Evelyn had been married to Mr. Patrick, a strong farmer who had waited for 10 long years to hear the cry of a baby in his compound. When the child came, she was a girl, tiny, fragile, and silent. She did not cry until the oldest midwife, Mama Rosaline, slapped her softly on the back. Then came a shrill, piercing wail that echoed through the walls like the cry of a spirit. "She has come with a heavy destiny," Mama Rosaline murmured under her breath. "But may God make her light." They named her Miracle, for that was what they believed she was, a long-awaited blessing. But in Igodalo village, blessings sometimes turned into burdens when the tongue of gossip began to move. From the very day Miracle was born, strange things began to happen. That same night, Evelyn's mother, who had been staying with them to help, fell ill suddenly and died before dawn. The villagers came, shaking their heads. "Just as the child entered the world, the old one left," they said. "A life for a life. Such a child brings sorrow with her laughter." Patrick dismissed their words at first. "You people and your foolish talk," he said. "This is my daughter. God has given her to me." But words in a small village do not die easily. They spread like wildfire in Harmattan. When Miracle turned 3, her father's barn caught fire. All the yams and cassava he had labored for went up in smoke. People gathered to watch the flames, whispering behind their hands. "Didn't we say it?" one old woman hissed. "That child brings misfortune." By the time Miracle was 5, Patrick had fallen sick with the mysterious fever that no herbalist could cure. He grew thin, his eyes hollow, until one night he called Evelyn close and whispered, "Take care of her. Don't let them turn your heart against her." He died before sunrise. From that day, Evelyn's life changed completely. After Patrick's death, Evelyn was seen as the mother of the cursed child. Some avoided her compound entirely. Others crossed to the other side of the path when they saw her coming. The church women stopped visiting. Her husband's family wanted nothing to do with her. "Let her go back to her people. We don't want a curse to remain in our family." Evelyn held on to her faith and her child. Every night she would hold Miracle close and whisper, "You are not a curse, my child. You are my blessing. One day they will see it." Miracle grew into a quiet, observant girl. She had big, thoughtful eyes and a way of looking at people that made them uncomfortable, like she could see what they were hiding. Children in the village mocked her. They called her Ogbanji, witch, and bad luck girl. But Miracle never fought back. She would just sit by the stream, watching her reflection ripple in the water, and talk to herself softly. "Why does everyone hate me, Mama?" she asked one evening. Evelyn's heart broke. "Because they don't understand you," she said. "Sometimes people fear what they can't explain." One year, a new pastor was transferred to Igodalo's small Anglican church. Pastor Benedict, a gentle man who believed in prayer more than superstition. He saw Evelyn and Miracle sitting alone at the back of the church and invited them to sit closer. It was the first time in years that someone treated them with kindness. But soon after, strange dreams began to disturb him. He dreamt of a little girl standing at the edge of a river, crying. Every time he tried to go near her, she disappeared beneath the water. When he woke up, his heart raced. One morning, during service, as he preached about faith, Miracle suddenly screamed and collapsed. Her body shook violently and her eyes rolled back. The congregation panicked. "She's manifesting," shouted one of the elders. "Didn't we say it? That child carries a dark spirit." The pastor tried to calm them, praying over her until she became still. But when she woke up, she whispered to him, "The river is angry, Pastor. Someone buried something there." That night, Pastor Benedict couldn't sleep. He went to the river behind the church with two elders and dug at the spot Miracle had described. To their shock, they found an old calabash wrapped in black cloth containing charms, bones, and a paper with Patrick's name written on it. The truth began to unfold. It turned out that years before Miracle was born, Patrick's younger brother Francis had gone to a local herbalist out of jealousy. Patrick's success in farming had made his brother bitter. He wanted his brother's downfall. The herbalist had performed a dark ritual that required a soul exchange. A bloodline would carry the mark of sorrow until the curse was broken. The calabash buried by the river was the source of that darkness. But since it was tied to Patrick's name, the misfortune had followed his daughter. When the news broke, the village was thrown into confusion. Francis confessed before the whole community, shaking in tears. "I didn't know it would go this far," he said. "I was blinded by envy." People began to look at Evelyn and Miracle with shame and guilt. But the damage had already been done. Evelyn had fallen sick, worn out by years of pain and rejection. Her body was weak, her spirit broken. One afternoon, as the sun fell like molten gold over the fields, Evelyn called Miracle to her side. She said, "My child, promise me you'll never hate them. Even when people treat you like dirt, choose goodness. That is how curses are broken." Miracle's eyes filled with tears. "Mama, don't leave me. You're all I have." But that night, Evelyn's breathing slowed, and by morning she was gone. The whole village gathered for her burial.
For the first time, everyone wept genuinely. Pastor Benedict spoke softly. She was a woman who carried pain with grace. May her soul rest where no tongue can call her cursed. Miracle was only 10 years old. After her mother's death, Pastor Benedict took Miracle in. He sent her to school in a nearby town, determined to give her a chance at life beyond the whispers of Igodalo. But the stigma followed her. Even among strangers, she was quiet and withdrawn. She excelled in her studies, though, especially in science and writing. She poured her pain into her notebooks, writing stories about loss, love, and forgiveness. Years passed. She grew into a tall, graceful woman with calm eyes and a soft voice that carried wisdom far beyond her age. One day, she returned to Igodalo as a grown woman. The villagers could hardly recognize her. She had come to build a small clinic with the help of Pastor Benedict and some donors she had met through her work. People whispered again, but this time with wonder. "She has returned," they said. "The child we called a curse has come back to bless us." The clinic saved many lives. Women no longer had to travel long distances to give birth. Children received free medicine. Even the old women who once spat on the ground when Miracle passed began to pray for her health. One evening, an old man limped into the clinic. It was Francis, her late father's brother. His hair was gray, his face lined with regret. "My daughter," he said, his voice trembling, "can you ever forgive me?" Miracle looked at him for a long moment, then smiled softly. "I forgave you long ago," she said. "Holding hate only deepens the curse." The old man wept openly, clutching her hands. May God bless you. You have broken the chain. That night, as she walked home under the moonlight, Miracle looked up and whispered, Mama, they don't call me a curse anymore. A soft wind rustled through the trees like a gentle reply. Years later, the story of Miracle became a parable in Igodalo. Parents told their children, never judge a soul by the pain it carries. The same villagers who once rejected Evelyn and her daughter now honored their memory. A small statue was placed beside the river, the same river where the curse had once been buried. It was carved in the shape of a woman holding a child close to her chest. Beneath it were the words, "What they called a curse became our blessing." And so, in the village that once lived in fear, a legend was born. Not of evil, not of superstition, but of forgiveness, strength, and the mystery of destiny. Because sometimes the ones we call cursed are the ones sent to heal us. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and follow for more stories. Bye for now.